Tyler, Emily, thank you guys. Part of what we want to do here tonight is raise awareness about Unbound Grace, but also the incredible work that both Tyler and Emily are doing. It has big impact well beyond the Birmingham area, but it's starting here, and it's really important. So now Jason and Amelia are going to come up and share a little bit about why Unbound Grace is important to them.
Okay. I feel like we're about to do like a rap battle or something.
It's karaoke.
Which, yes. You intro.
Good evening. My name is Jason Strauss, and Amelia and I serve as board members of Unbound Grace. We've lived in Birmingham community most of our lives, and it's great to see a lot of faces here that are friends from various places, whether church or weddings or work. So just deeply appreciative for everybody to be here this evening.
That's it. Okay. Okay. I will tell y'all, we just went on a trip for our 15th anniversary, and I said on the trip, like, we're never by ourselves. Let's really talk about what we're going to say at the fundraiser and, like, make a plan. And he looked at me and said, you can say whatever you want, but, like, I have my plan. I have my bullet points. And I don't need to do this. And I was like, okay. So here I am, not knowing what to say still. I'm overwhelmed, really. Just, watching the staff get up here and speak and think about how far this has come from John's genesis of the idea is amazing and overwhelming. I will say our struggle, our path, I guess, with addiction and abuse is very personal because as I told someone earlier, was just like a really great drunk, and now I'm sober. And I just left wreckage in my path left and right for about a decade of my life. We were very alone during those years. And I don't know how much to really tell. Also, there are kids here. So if you're really interested, you can go watch my testimonial on the website, which looks very professional. And you can find out there, but we were drowning. And I did not know how to, I couldn't do it on my own. I was in shackles to alcohol. So I did have an unveiling, spiritual unveiling after we were married, and Jason was just in it. He'll talk about this, I think, but just really alone, trying to figure out what to do, and John came alongside him. But we did find healing, and it was miraculous. Sorry. Just that there's redemption. There's always redemption, and I can stand in that. I look back now to just early years of my life. I never would have thought I could have what I have now. I'm emotional.
So let me while she's gathering. So our story. So see a lot of people married here. So we got married 15 years ago, August, and as you're preparing for marriage, you think about all the amazing things, and then in your vows, you say some version of for better or for worse. And then 3 months later, after getting married in August of 2006, Amelia's substance abuse began. And so
for worse.
The for worse happened in a major, major way for us, and it had devastating couple years impact to our family sitting over here. And the moment that she said, where Jason just kind of said, hey, I'm in it. She came to me one night in a, drunken rage and said, what if it's like this forever? And I was like, well, I guess we're just going to be miserable together forever, because that's what we have been called to do. And John, who at that point was a covenant as a minister, came beside us because we didn't know what to do. There wasn't Unbound Grace to help walk through this with us, and that wilderness, I think about a wilderness, it's alone, it's hot, you're starving, you're thirsty, and you don't know where to go. And we were blessed to have friends and family wrap around us in a way that allowed us to move forward. And as she said, on our trip, I listened to Rick Warren. I listened to him a lot. And in July, he had a sermon series on podcasts that if you're interested in how to develop and grow relationships, I cannot recommend it more. And it's called The Healing Choices. And one of the healing choices is, he called it the sharing choice. And the sharing choice is what you've heard Tyler and Emily and John and Amelia and us share, which is, if you're a half step or a step ahead of somebody in adversity that you've been through, that you make the courageous choice to go share that adversity, because what it enables is others to have hope, which is what Unbound Grace ultimately provides for us to do. And so the sharing choice that we all have the chance to take, which is our own personal adversities, and ours has been through substance use disorder. And as John shared, in the history of time, there has never been more mental health or substance use disorder than there is today. And so I know everybody in this room has a friend, a family member, a loved one that either you're directly connected to or one degree of separation that is struggling. And Unbound Grace is a way to help create a pathway for people to find hope. And the thing that Rick Warren spoke about that has been on my heart for several weeks was, one, the sharing choice, and then what can we all do about it. So not all of us are going to be experts in how to help people in substance use disorder. Not all of us are going to be experts in mental health. Not all of us are going to go through this. What we all can be are givers of hope. And that is what we are all called to do, is to provide encouragement and hope. And so what I would ask all of you to do is for really four things as we're kind of coming up to the ask. The first is this ministry needs prayer. As a board, we are making this up and learning as we go, as we're trying to provide wisdom and guidance for every choice that Unbound Grace makes. And so prayer is the best encouragement that we can have. Number two is we need connections. You know somebody that might need Unbound Grace's help, or you know a church that could need an introduction. We need connections in the network that this group of people have, and to kind of share the network and share what Unbound Grace is doing. Third is, and Tyler mentioned this, but in a couple weeks, Unbound Grace is going to be partnering with the Foundry to be the post care for those people that are leaving the homes. We need people that are going to be mentors and guides on this path of recovery. And then the last is, and I got it in my pocket, but you've got a donation card on your table. It's got a QR code, website, it's pretty cool. And so we have, as Tyler mentioned, everything that happens in this ministry for the people that are using it is free. And we have some anonymous, generous donors that are willing to match up to $25,000 for whatever is donated through the course of this weekend. And so what I'd ask for you to think about over today and the course of this weekend is, are you willing to donate monetarily to Unbound Grace, and your $5 turns into 10. Your one Starbucks that you don't go to for the course of the year could turn into $500, and ultimately allow us to do things like bringing on Emily and Tyler, who we've been praying for multiple years, to have the ability to give John help and have a woman leader come join the Unbound Grace team to serve women in a way that she is uniquely qualified to do. So I just would ask, as John and others are coming back up to kind of close us out, and pray that you've got the donation card. It's an opportunity to do a daily double and to double down on your donation. And it is really through your prayers, your connections, your mentorship, and your donations that ultimately Unbound Grace will go from what it was, which was an idea over coffee, to a board to having no people to having now our third annual fundraiser with 150 people here, multiple corporate sponsors, and hundreds of people that John, Tyler, and Emily are changing, if not saving, their life on a day-to-day basis. So please think about it, pray about it. We deeply appreciate you being here tonight. And with that, I think I'm turning it over to John.